Don't stop. Don't stop.
Because I'm talking about how she be over here terrorizing me. Who kid does that though? Like pluck your hair to make you wake up. Like they see you sleeping good. Like my mouth probably hanging open, probably got drool.
Get up.
And then she'll like have her butt on the side of my face and then be kicking her legs right here and her feet. I done got kicked in the face a couple of times, like right in my eye. I had a swollen eye. My mom was like, "What's wrong with your eye?" I was like, "It's probably swollen from your grandbaby kicking me in it." Do they have an abuse line for parents? I think I need that number.
Now, listen, you're not getting that number because that's not what's happening. Even if they have they do.
It is. I'm telling.
You're not getting that number.
I'm telling.
We all know what's truly happening. You guys are bothering her.
Oh, it's our fault. That's how she stick up for herself. Oh, okay. All right.
and today it's just amazing that we're talking about friend or foe. This is a grand conversation for you and her, friend or foe. And then the real codependency. I'm gonna need you to leave her alone.
Oh. No, sometimes like I do be having to like catch myself because it'd be like, dang, like because she's still sleeping in my bed and stuff. Like she got her own bed, but she will wake up in the middle of the night and climb. She's big enough now to climb out of her own bed. It's one of them play yards with the so she climb over that. She's like, oh, okay, and she coming. I hear her little diaper swishing, and she's standing there and she looking. I'm coming, get in the bed. Come on, get in the bed, man. Come on. But I already know I'm not gonna get to sleep right because she want to stretch the long way on the short side in the middle of the bed. So I'm like on the edge of the bed trying not to slide off the edge. And then I like to sleep under cover. Like I get cold. She don't do cover. Like she don't be cold or none of that. Like, so she get hot. She kicking the covers off, like all that. So yeah, it's a struggle, but yeah.
Are you standing up, Doc?
I am, because this is my workstation for my my work from home thing.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are talking about. Let me just pull it on back on up. We are talking about the Battle of the Wiz. We are here today. We are talking about friend or foe. Are you, not the other person? Because we be so quick to talk about other people. We're gonna get happy. We are talking about you. Are you a friend or a foe? And codependency, when we should be interdependent upon each other and dependent upon God. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about being a friend or foe. You guys said you were defining dependency earlier.
Codependency. So here it says, codependency is a mental health designation for relationships in which people use one another to get their own emotional needs met, but in a selfish and destructive manner. Codependency is not a mental health diagnosis, but a symptom associated with many psychological disorders. Originally, codependent was a term used to describe partners in chemical dependency or in a relationship with an abusive person. Today, however, the term has been broadened to describe several types of destructive relationship patterns.
My Lord, you went too fast, Queen. That one was just, I mean, we could have dissected.
Man, because I was sure reading it the first time, like, ooh, this gonna trigger some people.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
you must have just found out you are in a codependent relationship right now.
Listen. How directly associated it is with mental health. You cray. You're cray.
Mm-hmm.
And we have people out here who are crazy. They are dependent on another, like they supposed to be leaning on the cross, like for real. They believe that the person is their God.
It makes me think of what's that disorder, the hero syndrome or something, where it's like somebody, if they're in like a distressed situation and you come and help them, then they latch on to you, and now they want to like your life is their life now. Like anything you won't need, have whatever, they got it for you because you their hero. You say their life, and all you did was like give them a bagel or something.
That was it. It was like I helped you cross the street. Like I just was like, it's green, Queen, and Like
You
you
they
have to.
savior now. You they savior.
Exactly.
You
But
see?
that's what
Mhm.
hearing that definition
Mhm.
makes me think of. Like, people get in
Mhm.
that, that hero. So I'm gonna have to look that up because I gotta.
How can I ever repay you?
But that's what it is. That's what it is. And they're thinking that they're being a friend. And in actuality, you're not. You're
Mm.
not. You're not. You're depending on this person like you should be depending upon God. We only should be interdependent
Mhm.
upon each other. We're not to be depending on each other. Again, men are fallible. Man is fallible. He told you not to trust man. Don't trust any of us. Don't trust yourself. Do you get that? Because you think it's just the person that's next to you. No, don't even trust you. It's really, really you. Like, don't even trust you. Trust God because you will turn on you in a minute. You don't
People fickle.
listen, including you. Do you understand? That
Right.
we are all sitting in the same boat. Fickle.
That's the greatest litmus test right there. How are you treating yourself, and then you expecting somebody
Ooh,
else to treat you better than that?
Come
teach
on.
me.
Come
Teach me.
on.
Doesn't make sense.
Make, make it make sense.
You mad when they not doing something you not even doing for yourself. Oh, okay.
And it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And so the question is, are you a friend? Are you sensitive to the need of the person that you are serving? You know what I'm saying? Like the moment again somebody walks into a room, it is no longer about you. It is about that other person. And are you a friend? Are you sensitive to their need? Or are you a foe? Are you out for you? Is it about it benefiting you? You know what I'm saying? All the way in the end, the grand scheme of things point back to you. Like your love isn't a dart that's going out to hit a bullseye. It's actually a boomerang. It hit it, but it's aimed back itself. It's really aimed towards you. Are you a friend or foe?
So
So
you
it's
see, now she in there mad because she took my wires up out of here that was in the package, and she mad she can't get the package open.
She didn't do that.
Yes, she just did. That's why I was standing here looking at. That's what I was
That's
watching her
you
do
see what I'm
it.
saying? You see how all focused you are? And if you were just focused, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't
Oh,
solve it.
my business.
You wouldn't try to blame her for now. I already know what's up with Foot. I know what's happening. And you being nosy right now, looking and lurking. Are you a friend or a foe, Queen? Go
so
ahead.
it's um so it says signs of codependency, difficulty making decisions in a relationship,
Mhm.
difficulty identifying your feelings,
Mhm.
difficulty communicating in a relationship, valuing the approval of others more than valuing yourself, and lacking trust in yourself and having poor self-esteem.
Can
And
you
then it gives an
screenshot
example.
that to me? Can you screenshot that and send that to me? Thank you. Keep going.
And it says, so it's cool because it tells what is a codependent person like. So in a dependent relationship, healthy, both people can express their emotions and needs and find ways to make the relation beneficial for both of them. A codependent relationship, one person feels that their desires and needs are unimportant and will not express them. They may have difficulty recognizing their own feelings or needs at all. And it
It
actually says, so
just
it's crazy.
described
It says
all of my relationships.
codependency is a learned behavior that can be passed down.
Wow. Learn behavior.
Learned behavior.
Wow.
Let that be key.
Mhm.
This is learned. Like we were just talking about, like when I was learning about the body and the internal things that's happening with your nervous system and how it is equipped to react. But we're here to teach it how to respond. So you can teach your body how to respond, just like they're learning this behavior. This isn't natural. You learned this. Where you get that goes back to the beginning of this. Where did you get that precept of this concept? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You where you pick this up from?
Well, as a personal sufferer of this, it comes from being how can I say this? Not like talked over, but like just disregarded. Like everything that I ever said as a child was always ignored, or I was told that I was wrong for either saying it or like whatever. So I stopped saying stuff. I stopped talking about how I felt about stuff. I stopped talking about what I saw, what I knew was going on. Like I just stopped because I felt like nobody was listening. And if they were listening, that they were going to say that I was the problem. Like I would be pointing out a problem somewhere else, like, and wait, I have a solution, but it's like, no, you're the problem. The solution is you go away and mind your business.
Wow.
Like that's what I always got. So that's what I ended up growing up feeling as. And then as I got older and I had to navigate the world by myself without, help or guidance from my parents and things, that's how I kind of viewed how people viewed me in those spaces. So it's like really at 32, 33 now, like I'm really just now coming out of that mindset and understanding that my voice means something, that people actually want to hear what I have to say and how I feel about things, and actually want to know like, oh, you got a solution? Well, what is it? And they actually turned out to be pretty good solutions. Like, so I'm learning to trust myself more now, but it has made all of my relationships along that way codependent. Me being the one not saying what I actually want to get out of the our relationship, this interaction, like, and that's with friends, co-work, like everything, every situation I've been in has been codependent because I refuse to show my own needs and desires and what I should be getting out of what I'm putting into it. And so here we are.
Let me ask a question. Would clinginess be an identifier of codependent?
Yes.
Okay.
Crazy, and also crazy.
Yeah, I done been in many of those.
At that, don't forget that part.
Right, where they got to be connected at your hip and do everything that you do, and they want you to do everything that they do, even if you don't like it. Like
it's like this. It's like once you start something, they don't want you to stop. I might text you good morning, beautiful, this morning at 7, but why are you blowing up my phone the next morning talking about you didn't say good morning, beautiful? I was asleep at 7 this morning. I couldn't do that.
Don't have any man or any woman do something. One for women, don't have any woman telling you something or requesting something from you that her father should have.
Oh,
like this is what we're not gonna do. If you didn't get the proper validation, I'm not obligated to validate you. You've been validated by God first and foremost. Even when your parents don't. You know what I'm saying? This is part of your grow up right. But you've already been validated. But don't put that on me. Like that's the one thing that we have to understand is that God didn't put us in position to make sure other people were happy. He didn't even take that on for himself. Why would he tell us that that's our job? We're supposed to do his job. And if that ain't even his job, that ain't even our job. And I'm not about to make you happy. That's circumstantial anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's just making sure that the conditions are to my liking. You should have joy because you were given that at your new birth. And that's part of your kingdom customary packet. And you get that fresh and new daily every morning. Like, come on, check it. You got brand new grace, mercy. Come on.
Yeah, and so it's funny because, like you said, I forget what I was reading, but they said happy is based upon whatever is happening.
Right.
So am I not going, like you said, joy first of all, joy is a choice. It's always available. So if nothing's happening that feels good, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be joyful. I'm not going to skip around here like I ain't got no sense. No, yeah, I am. Like, and we talked about it one time. And so even you hear a lot of people, people get divorced. I'm just not happy anymore. Listen, I'm not happy. So even when you go be by yourself, you're not going to be happy.
Oops.
Well, it's not. He doesn't make me happy. He is not. It's not his job. And on top of, not only is it not his job, I wouldn't want it to be another person's job because that means I'm waiting on you.
Come on.
Hello.
I'm waiting on you. I have to wait for it. It could not just in a relationship anyway. Oh, I'm waiting on my boss before I can be happy. I'm waiting on. No, it's readily available. I can just be.
You better teach. Readily available. Readily available.
I can just choose it.
Sometimes
I can pick up on my back and let go.
When you just happy anyway, and you happy in spite of. Like that's the worst type of happiness you could walk around with, happy in spite of. Like, didn't you just say your house caught on fire? Like, yeah. So why are you happy? Like, Because I can be like, what are you talking about? Like,
I don't just have insurance, I got blessed assurance. That's why I'm happy. I'm sustained, boo.
okay.
We're good. Like, it's because again, if it did, then who co-signed that? God. But it's according to his will, his way. So guess what? That could be a usher into a brand new home.
Okay, because I'm waiting to see what's next.
It all. And that's one thing that we're seeing is that people have an issue with dealing with loss in any way, shape, or form. You don't know how to deal with loss because you don't understand what comes next. You think it's finale, you think it's end, you think it's over. No, if you really look at it, it just begun. It really just begun. You know.
Yep, that's the one of the natural laws, cycles.
Yeah.
Energy is in even mass. Nothing can be created or destroyed. Everything is and always will be as it was. It's just transformed into something else. Like when I was talking about on Rock True Science, when stars explode, they don't just stop being stars. Like they turn into something else. That's where all of our gold and silver come from. Stars exploding in the galaxy, and meteors collecting that stuff and hitting the earth and bringing us gold and silver. That's where those came from. I was like, that is so cool. Like
that is very dope. Like again. But that's also very God. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he does. Look at the recycle of earth. We are earth. Look at the recycle of earth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Back to the earth. And from dust you came, from dust you go. So it's like, come on. Like if you don't, man, I was looking at my hand and somebody had like put a leaf up and they were like
a leaf.
Yeah, like you don't realize how connected. Like we are earth. We are earth.
Facts.
Like I just
on one of those science shows on Netflix, they're actually finding a way to turn leaves into like biological patch material. So like let's say you're getting a heart transplant or something and you need like new blood vessels to kind of sit around somewhere or whatever. Then they're going to take this leaf, drain all of its leaf biological material out of it, and it just leaves like the little cellulose. So like literally just the plant cell walls, and it looks like a vein network. And then when you run stuff through it, it flows through the veins just like capillaries in your body would do.
Ain't that something?
I'm like, that is cool.
I think somebody else was saying like they were talking about like the flow of. I'm looking at my lip plant Miss Rhonda gave me, but like the flow of the water. I think you guys were talking about the flow of the water, like how you did an experiment, I think, and you were saying how it like it sucks through, like it's like the system. It's a system.
Oh, the water cycle.
Yeah. 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 That's pretty dope. Like that's pretty dope to just, watch how again, the flow of how things, that's dope. That's dope to me.
And that is how healthy relationships function. So even if it's not like a give and take right then, people kind of want to put their own timeline on when things are reciprocated. And so they end up blocking their own blessings because now, you got this attitude, somebody trying to give you the reciprocation that you were looking for. And then you come up with this attitude like, well, you didn't tell me when the thing was supposed to go down 5 years ago. So, and it was like, but I was about to just give you $200 because I had it to give. And I wanted to thank you for you helped me with that $80 when I needed it. Like, so I guess you don't want it now. Like, all right, cool. That was free for my baby.
Okay, for real. And even with all of that, like all of the attitudes, all of the man, I seen a post. It was like if somebody is, in their 30s and 40s and they're acting like they in their 20s, or they, for the most part, childish, run. Yeah. And it's true. Like, come on, man. It is at some point. Yep. I mean, at some point, you have got to desire to truly grow up right. What is wrong?
I saw a meme actually, and I thought of you immediately. I need to go find it and share it. It said, "I'll meet you where your growth is."
Wait, we got a boxing glove.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Wait, I see the.
See, I got my shirt on.
I got my other one. I just want to.
We about to battle, okay?
It is. It's a battle of the wheels. That's what it is. My wheel, your wheel, my wheel, your wheel. But it's really his wheel, and that's the crazy part because you fighting over nothing.
Nothing.
Fighting over
Right.
nothing. Work
Facts.
to balance, man. You fighting over nothing.
I did a show. Our show we did last Thursday. The ladies on my show, they went in on me because we was discussing. I'm gonna tell you, we was discussing a young lady's post that I saw on Facebook. And no, I don't really bring people's posts on the show, but I had to talk about it because I got cussed out. Another guy got cussed out. That's on my friends list, and really he got blocked because the lady she said she's sick and tired of building men for the next woman's benefit. She said that she need her man to come well equipped. So thing is, there was a lot of men on the post trying to, give her a little bit of education, telling her you ain't got no business building no man anyway. Kind of like
build a bear.
Like build a bear. Yeah.
Not the game.
So, I tried to tell her because thing is, I know I don't even comment. I know I don't comment on people's posts like that if I already know you like that.
No.
So I'm like, man, we cool. So I'm gonna comment. No. I end up getting cussed out. So I talked about it on the show. The ladies went in on me, but I'm like, look,
nah.
You ain't got no business building no
exactly.
man.
That's an act of desperation. You so desperate to have something, to have what you want, that you willing to turn anybody into that. And that's a sign. That's a cycle. That is your own.
And it's psychotic
cycle that she gonna have to find her own way out of. And it's gonna keep sending half-cooked men her way until she learn how to say no, thank you. You are not what I'm looking for.
Stop it.
Have a nice day,
and another thing with that too, there is work involved. What is wrong with being somebody's friend? And that's what you're saying. I don't want to be nobody's friend. I ain't trying. I'm just saying. But here's the thing: in that conversation, in which you opening your mouth like that, you're not ready either. So send an undone to an undone. Excuse me. Send somebody who's done to an undone. Are you think he crazy?
And that's what I told her. I was like, if you get a man well equipped, you better run. So that's
because she's not gonna know what to do with him. Because she's gonna be ready to fix something that's not broken. She's gonna be ready to add something that's already filled. There are no spaces. There are no empty spots for you to add nothing to him. What do you got? And then she's gonna look up and she's gonna find all the missing pieces on her that she done gave to all these men that done walked away from her.
He could cook. You know, if he's not crippled, don't know how to, even if it's ramen, he could cook. I'm like,
he ain't going hungry. He ain't desperate for no meal.
He ain't desperate for no meal. What can you bring to this table?
Like that's what be killing me. They're like, oh, I could cook, I could clean. Like, oh, so you can take care of yourself, like how the person
Dog, you'll be amazed. Some of the stuff.
Like
you'll be amazed at them struggle meals that I see people post.
Hey, tell them watch Rock Truth Cafe Live.
Some ground beef, some shredded cheese and lettuce. And she said, I did this for bait. I'm like, what bait?
Taco.
I guess that ain't for bait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is Taco Tuesday.
What?
It's taco.
What?
Or the the favorite, the chicken Alfredo.
Right.
Stop.
I'm
sorry. I saw so many posts about that. Oh my goodness.
Please tune in on Saturdays to Rock Truth Cafe.
Boil some noodles. And the chicken come pre-cooked now in them bags, because I sure was getting that pre-cooked grilled chicken from the freezer section from my dad when I was working, because it was quicker. And I was like, oh, this actually tastes kind of good. So I was putting it on my salad. That's what they do. They get that pre-cooked bag of chicken, boil some noodles, and a jar of the Alfredo sauce, and boom, here you go. I made.
Hey, bye. No, I would return that, boo.
I got to tell y'all this. Y'all know the lady too. I'm not gonna say the lady's name, but this lady said her favorite food is French fries.
Okay. I mean, the fries I made the other day might.
Right, it depends on what's
right. Oh yeah. And there's a different. You can get different like fries, like how like different restaurants, like people like McDonald's because of their fries, and then you got Rally's because they fries. Popeyes got their own. Like that's why. Like you can. Trust me, fries ain't like you think it's simple, but hey, you can get real fancy with some fries.
If she said like fancy fries, then I'm with her. Like if she talking about like I didn't see.
She just meant fried with some thought on.
Food Network. I done seen Food Network where they put fries and they have all kind of meat and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Them loaded fries.
Oh. Yeah, okay, I can see that. But she talking about some regular, Crisco.
Okay, that too.
Crisco and some potatoes.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
with
That's a
that.
meal? Is that
Yeah,
a
like
meal?
what?
Yes, it actually is.
That's a
Potatoes
meal.
are very
I gotta ask you, Doc.
filling.
Doc,
It's like eating a baked potato.
you the Rock True Cafe, Doc. Is that a whole meal? Potato.
Not a whole meal, no.
That's
You
what I was
wouldn't
saying.
eat like some vegetables, but
Yeah, that's
That's
what
why
I'm
I
definitely
said
talking
baked
about. Yeah.
potato.
Yes, I like
I'm
French
trying
fries
to
too. Of
help.
course, I love French fries.
Yeah,
I
because
love
I'm like,
fries.
wait, what?
but you
What
can get full on fries too, so it's not like you will be hungry. Like you can
That's
get full
true.
on that.
That's true.
I'm just
Because
wondering.
I used to eat my fries first because I don't like cold fries, especially not from the restaurant. I don't eat cold fries. So if I like them, I'm like, okay, I got to eat all of these before they get cold. So I'm like full finger.
Yeah.
And then I start on my burger and I might make it like halfway through or whatever because I didn't ate a whole side of fries.
Right.
You had the burger to go with the fries. She just said,
Exactly.
fries. I love fries. I
So
never
what?
known fries to be anybody's favorite meal. I never knew that. I mean,
Hey, that's why we all unique out here. That's why you
I
got to
was
meet
about to say,
people
right.
and learn
and
people.
it just tripped me out. I was like, fries? I ain't never heard of that. Well, like, okay.
Yeah, that's
So
why,
what she was
we
supposed to
all.
say is steak? What was she supposed to say? Like, what
I
would have,
mean,
what would
I'm just saying it just tripped me out, and I'm like, man, I'm like, do you have anything to go with the fries? That's why I was like some vegetables or something. No, I just go to McDonald's and I eat fries. Okay.
listen, no, listen, medium fry, no salt, but I want salt, but I want high fries. So I'm gonna ask you for the salt packets when I pull around because I know if I say no salt, I gotta drop fries. With a medium sweet tea and no ice, what's wrong with it?
I mean,
And ride
and
down
that's
the
your
road and
meal,
sing my favorite song.
and that's your meal.
It could be. Yeah,
That's what
like
I'm
cause
talking
Like
about.
I
A
said,
okay,
you
meal.
can
so
get
what?
full on that.
I'm saying as a
Yeah, you
meal.
can get full. Yeah, you can get full
Mhm.
on it. Cause like
Yeah,
I'm with
it
Doc.
counts
So
as
for
a
real,
meal.
for
Is
real.
it a well balanced meal? Probably not, but
That's
it's
why. That's
No,
why I
right.
keep talking to Doc because I know Doc know about a well balanced meal.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
the quality of the meal does not make it any less of a meal. Oh, look, we preaching and don't even know it. Okay, so look, stop judging other people's meals, Ty. Okay, you don't know what they flavor is. All right, if that's what they like, then that's what they like. Just because it's not up to your standard, don't mean it can't be their standard.
But I'm just saying, as a well balanced meal, that's all I was. That's what.
Okay, to you,
Right.
for you, and your thoughts, and then how you're looking at a meal. But for her, that is
That's
perfectly
cool. That's
fine.
cool. That's cool
Yes,
though. All right.
yes. See, this is a big part of minding your own business, Ty.
Well, look, well, really, she told me, and that just when she said it, kind of stunned me. We was just talking. She's like, "Yeah, my favorite meal." I was like, "Fries."
Okay,
It threw me off.
meant
It
her
threw me
favorite
off.
food.
Yeah, she
Maybe
probably just misspoke on the word or
maybe
something.
the meal word threw you
Okay, yeah,
off.
it's just
Because
so.
when you hear meal, you probably meat side vegetable.
Yeah,
Maybe meal
but
and good.
no. And here's another thing from a
Okay,
nutrition coach: snacks are meals too, and
really?
people forget that. Yes, they are. They count as a meal.
Okay, I didn't know
And they
that.
should be viewed as a meal, and that's why people are so hungry all the time because you eating on something that don't have any protein in it, no fat or nothing like that, and then it's supposed to tide you over to your next meal, but it's not fulfilling what a meal actually is supposed to tide you over until your next meal. So if you didn't have your breakfast and now you don't want to be hungry before lunch, eat you some nuts and seeds, probably like a little cup of yogurt or something for your fat, and you're gonna be satisfied. The seeds are very high in protein and fiber, and then your yogurt got your fat in it, and that's gonna make you feel full and satisfied. That is a meal. And most
That
snacks should be between like 9 and 11 grams of protein. So
see, that's what I just got thrown off at that. But
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, we out here changing lives.
most definitely.
So it's funny. Going back to what we was talking about before, like so with Ty, you're the one that said about the post. So it sounds like, and so there's a difference, and it's funny because we just was talking about the song "Can't Raise Me." I don't want to raise me and whatever. So first and foremost, you're right. One part of the song was right. You can't because he's a grown up, so he can't be re-raised. But we have to understand that even us, we are forever growing. We are forever growing. At 38, I would hope to believe I grew some since last year. Okay. And so, like Mary said, people, or what you say, she says he got to be ready or something. You're not even ready. And we're not talking about ready for a relationship. Even God says in the Bible, the work that he started in us is going to not complete while we are here on earth. But he loves us enough to, as it says, to continue to work until the day Jesus returns. So when you say ready, what does that mean? Just complete, just ready, just like nobody is complete. You're not
She said
going.
she wanted him equipped. She said she wanted that man to be well equipped. Now the next one that come in her life. That's what she said.
See, and I guess we have to talk to her because we don't. What does she mean when she says?
I was gonna say the same thing too. What does equip
No way.
mean? Because
the man was in there asking her, and she was in there cussing him out.
Because she has no.
But then she don't have. She don't know exactly.
You don't know. So this is again somebody crazy in their head trying to get you to go along with they don't even have a plan. They don't even have an idea.
Because I tell you in a heartbeat, I don't even know what I want out of a relationship, a man, or none of that. So that's why I'm single. I don't even know what to say. This ain't it. Like, no. I'm not gonna waste nobody's time.
I ain't wasting nobody's time. I know exactly what it is, and I ain't wasting nobody's time. I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm not gonna stop you. When I see you coming from a mile away with that foolishness, we ain't playing games. I'm not playing. I used to play the game, not playing the game because
Mary.
I'm not.
What your boy say? He said you look good with some earrings on. You said,
the dude gonna try to tell me I'm in the barber shop. Tell me,
tell me. He told her to put the earrings on.
Oh, no. I'm like, first of all, I'm not trying to be seen. I'm not entertainment. Okay, I'm not entertainment. I'm the queen. Okay, you got a whole bunch of these.
Mary,
they out here entertaining. Okay, I'm not a trick. I'm not a tramp. I don't entertain. Okay, so I don't need the earrings and all of that to do. No, I want to be simplistic, and I want the person to notice me. Not everybody. I'm not for everybody. Right. Like, I used to carry myself like that. I was for the streets. I ain't for the streets. God was like, you're not for the streets.
For the streets.
I'm not for the streets. I tried it. It didn't really work like that for me.
And like you said, Mary, but even if it's not a relationship, in a friendship, people they get it mixed up. Like you said, but we are to support each other. But it's like, no, nothing should be wrong with you. You should be right, whatever. I shouldn't have to.
Yep. I hear and see a lot of that. Like, why I gotta? Huh?
Why not? Why not? That's my question. Why not? Somebody did it for you.
Exactly.
Like she was saying, like, I'm not doing that and doing that for somebody else. Let me tell you something. Who
you gonna do it for then? Because obviously it's in you, and that's the thing. Like, that's what she's missing. She is being shown what her gift is, and instead of her viewing it as a gift for someone else, she's trying to eat the fruit from her own tree.
From her own,
and that's why she's unhappy. Instead of seeing that she's a mentor out here, like low key, like, girl, you better upgrade your resume and say, look, I done mentored several men up out here. Okay, they married now. They're happy with and that's what it is. Like,
witnesses, boo.
Exactly. Okay, like, look, girl, you got to change that perspective. You looking at it the wrong way. Okay, and that's what happens when you are walking around with joy in your heart. You're gonna see it everywhere in everything that you do, and all the people that you touch. And you're not gonna feel slighted because you know that because you touch their lives, something is better in them now.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. That's why you don't have exes. If you have an ex, you're the problem. I don't have exes. I have character witnesses. Go back and ask the people that have dealt with me. They're going to tell you.
They're like, she was so nice. Man, why did we even break up? Like, yeah, why did we?
You're not. I need my character witnesses. I'm telling you. Everybody, my character.
It's funny because what it made me think of, first of all, we think that people think that the second somebody the opposite sex and come in their life, and they're like, is this my wife? Is this my husband? First of all, maybe it's like, oh, well, we hang out and stuff. First of all, everybody is not your husband. Maybe he just intends to be a friend.
What's wrong with that?
And so, but he approached me and we had a conversation. Maybe it was never, he was never supposed.
I ain't
So
never
maybe
talked to nobody like this before.
yeah.
Okay.
So when she
Now you
said
have
it's
a
funny,
valuable friend that you should
yeah, when she
do
yeah,
everything
so
to not lose.
hearing when you was like Ty, she was like, because I'm sick of it. I keep man after man. Well, because you thought all of them was your man. Maybe they were just intended to be friends for you to grow. Because it's funny, like I have male friends because a woman can't give me a male perspective. So you need opposite sex friends.
I might write that on her page
Nah,
next
for
time.
real.
Yeah.
You know, so
For
like
real.
I can
Nah, for real.
we can go off common knowledge, but Ty, Mary, you're not going to understand the way Ty would because you ain't never you're incapable.
Listen,
You're
now,
incapable
when you
because
talk
you're
about
not a
equipment,
man.
when you talk about equipment, I don't have the equipment for that. And the law, again, I was telling a friend, like the law was given to King. The law was given to the kings. Now I might be reminding you of law, but you are the law keeper. You are the person that's supposed to set this standard and get us back where we need to be. It is on you. So now, like you said, I ain't equipped. I always tell people, I ain't being funny. I don't have the balls to be a man. Literally.
Hey,
So I can't say you need to be a man because I don't even know what it is to be. But where I got theology was from a man.
You need to stop getting on my nerve. That's why
man, ain't it? Ain't
that's really what they mean.
wait, I gotta
I'm PMSing and you're aggravating my irritation right now.
So it was
go
a
ahead,
huge
King. What
debate.
you want to say?
It was a huge debate on my show Monday because I normally don't do shows on Monday, but it was, can a woman raise a man to be? Can a woman raise a little boy to be a man? And can a man raise a little girl to be a woman? And we had a woman on our show. You know who that is, Mary? She said, "I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna raise my boy, my sons. They gonna be men up under me, and I'm gonna do it all by myself."
Oh, on the dark paper. My bad.
Well, I mean, I would say from my personal perspective, we aren't the only ones raising our kids anyway. Regardless of whatever it is that we think we doing by ourselves, it's never by ourselves. Once they go to school, they're influenced by their teachers, their coaches, their counselors. If they have clubs, whoever is over that, those are all the people that's influencing them, and it's not just you. Like, yeah, you're probably gonna have a basic impact on, where their morals and all that stuff is the foundation of that. But as far as raising them, like, we're not ever doing it by ourselves. We're not ever the only one that's influencing that. And if you think that, then you're probably the one that's holding them back from fully realizing their complete manhood or their complete womanhood. Because even me as a woman, I can't raise my daughter to be her woman. She has to figure out what that means to her. And she's only going to understand that by interacting with other people, seeing how she moves in the world and how the world reacts to her and who she is as a person. And then that's going to determine the woman she decides to become. Like, I can't say this is what a woman is, and then she decides that she don't want to do none of that. And now I'm looking at her like she's not a woman now or something. Like, what's going on? So like I wouldn't put that type of burden on my children at all. And I feel like that's more of a burden as opposed to, like, I don't know, like protection. Because I know some parents see that as like protecting their children, but I think it's more of a hindrance.
You can't protect your children the way that God protects, us, period.
Exactly.
But all we have is character. We have his image, which we're supposed to, according to commandment, reproduce the image into our children. Period, point blank. I can't tell you the type, because again, we're all get on the same tree, different fruit, like you saying. Yep. But I can tell you this, that character should be there. You should be one whole and complete of a person. You know what I'm saying? And when you're looking for something, they should have the willingness, they should have the resources, and they should have proper relationship. And if these elements aren't there, period, you don't have his character. I'm not saying you're not a person, but you are a person struggling. You are a person operating from a fleshly perspective. You're not operating in spirit and truth. And that's what you teach your children to have. Like, even with my children, I don't really, when they do things, it's opportunity. One of those are teachable moments. So I get an opportunity to teach, correct them. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. They're gonna stray, just like I strayed. Just like I strayed from God, not from my parents, from God. But if I put law in them, they're gonna come back to it. So I can't make those decisions for you. That I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to equip them with his character, knowing that, hey, if you lying, let's stop right there. We don't even play lying. Let's stop. You don't have to lie. We teach and lie. We got to keep going over this over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? We 35, 36, 37, 40, 50, 80 lying.
Because people so worried about some consequences.
I'm saying
Whose consequences?
I'm saying who?
These are
But
people.
God already know.
These are people. I ain't afraid of no consequence that any person that breathes the same air and got red blood running through their body.
No weapon
Okay. Period. Cause that.
No weapon form. No weapon formed at all. Hey, and hey.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, King.
Yes. Yes. But no, no, I do believe that a woman can raise a, she can give her children character. A man is going to have to see a man.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't, he's going to see a woman. And that's what we're seeing. Women, men who act like women. And so, no, he needs to see a man to be a man. And man, again, he is still the provider. He is still the one that gives instruction law. The woman is the supervisor. She's the one to make sure, you can say she's the executive producer, but she's the one to make sure that the commands are executed properly and timely down to the children. But when it comes to a woman, I mean, his daughter, she's still going to have to see a woman to know the role and the functioning and all of the mannerisms and all of that stuff. Like you still have that. So it's up to a point, and then you're going to have to get a mentor or a womb mentor for your children. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's what we were speaking on Monday. But we got hit with a lot of adversity on
But
that.
that's those triggers.
And even some men disagree with us. I was like, wow,
Teaching
even the men
Triggers.
disagree.
check the background. A lot.
Yep, exactly. And that's what it is. They have internal trauma that they haven't dealt with. They were lacking that parental figure, or they had one that was there but was abusive or wasn't loving in a way that they felt that they needed to be nurtured. Like all that stuff, like personal traumas should not be imprinted on your children. And that's what's constantly happening because we're refusing to deal with our own problems. But what happens is kids mimic us so perfectly. Like, so like it's scary how much, because they don't know what none of that means that we're doing. They don't know what any of that means. They just see us doing it. It's like, okay, that's mom, that's dad. So it must be right because they're the one that's teaching me, right? They're the ones that's protecting me, right? Like they automatically look to us for protection, for nurturing. So it's whether we want to or not, we're the ones that they're looking at. So as soon as we start doing stuff, regardless of how crazy and out the box it is, they're going to do it too. They're like, oh, this must be how we handle this situation. Oh, this must be how we do this.
I was trying to get you to come on the show.
I love this.
Oh, no, I was busy. Mondays be like my busiest day. Yeah. And I'll be tired by like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm probably stretched out somewhere on my way trying to get her to go to sleep too.
Does it? You know, I'm looking at Ant's comment and I get this. I totally get. I know what you're saying, bro. I don't want you to think that there's disagreement here, but I just want to go through it because again, to look at this on surface level, it is true. This is what is occurring. And a lack of accountability, the ability to be able to make an account. You can't count things properly. You can't count things right. And in society, lies bring, in this society, that's the key word there, King. Yep. In this society, lies are bringing folks together because, again, the lie went before the truth. That's what we're dealing with in society. The lie has gone before the truth, had clothes on, and by the time the truth showed up butt naked, like, hold on, y'all, I'm the truth. They like, nah, you lying. And that's what we're coming out of. All of us, we are all born into the lie, and now we come out of the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying the truth separates, holding us accountable. It really does. I mean, it actually separates, but it also brings those who are united in truth together. It's to separate you from the liars, and that's the truth. If you're looking at this term, the truth is God. He is the truth. He is the life. He is the light. So he is going to separate. That's what's happening. See, people think that it's like, different religions, man against women, all this other stuff that's happening. But it's
lies.
Christ. It is believers against the unbelievers. He is dead in the middle, just like the repentant thieves on the cross. That's who we are. Ain't no plan in the middle. Ain't no gray areas. Ain't no straddling the fences. Either you is or you ain't his. Period. And he separates the world. He's standing right in the midst of the gaps. You over here with the unbelievers, or you are a believer. It ain't color, race, creed. It ain't how many times you been at the church. It ain't if you got those patches on your elbows. It ain't if you toting around these Bibles. It is not if you stop smoking, drinking, cussing, lying. He don't care nothing about that. If you not treating your brother like he told you as prescribed, it's a wrap.
Exactly. And that's the thing that people miss. What they say, actions speak louder than words. You can say whatever you want out of your mouth, but how you are, who you are, is always going to show up.
My Lord.
Always shows up. And that's the thing. Like, some people are just so good at practicing being something else. Yep. Practicing lying.
Cap culture.
That they're really good. That they're really good at it. That it's almost like truth to them. Like, the lie is so believable to them. Like, have you seen people that they told the lie so many times that they really start believing it themselves? And you're just like, hold on, like, I thought you was just saying that you was just telling such and such that because you ain't want them in your bill or like whatever, like, but you like real life.
Believe it not. They didn't say it so long.
And it happens more often than not, because the thing about our mind, our physical body, and all of that stuff, how it all ties together, our subconscious mind is the strongest part of our mind, actually. That's what governs our day-to-day movements, all the stuff that you don't consciously think about and consciously make decisions. Your subconscious mind is governing that. Have you ever gotten in your car and thought about how to drive it? When was the last time you did that? Exactly, because your subconscious mind is driving your car now. Once you learned how to drive a car, you didn't need to consciously think of what to do. Your subconscious mind took that over.
Can I add to that? Can I add to that? Because that's the same thing as when you are impaired driving. That's when the truth comes out. And impairment doesn't mean that you're drunk. You can be preoccupied with a thought, and then all of a sudden you realize, like, ooh, I didn't even know the light was
that happened to me. No, the light was great. I was still driving. I was like, how long have I been driving, not knowing that I'm driving? Like, just so deep in thought. Like, really. And that's because your subconscious mind already knows when it sees this symbol, stop. You stopping at stop signs, at red lights, all that stuff, and not even conscious of it because your subconscious mind has taken over. And that happens with our personal decisions, our emotions, all that stuff. Whatever is seeded into your subconscious mind is going to order your conscious steps. And it's crazy how much that happens. Ball head lie. That's the level when you
I was hollering when they came through. Ball head lie.
Actually, mine grown out. So no. Fresh cut and wave.
He ain't lying when you stop.
I'm about to link up with your barber though, Selena, because your cuts, boy, them boys be fresh. Them boys be fresh, boy.
Say Larry, yes, you got to.
I'm about to get your barber to redo my lining though. My lining is boy. That boy
is everything. You got to get one, bro. You got to get one. I'm telling you, they infamous. You gotta get it.
Hey, them bad boys be crispy. When I see, I'm like, "Ooh, that mug nice."
Listen, my son, he was in kindergarten. Like, this is when we first were dealing with the autism and all that stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, they had to do like an art thing or whatever. Girl, so the teacher was like, "Come here, let me show you this." I'm like, "Girl, what's going on?" Girl, show me. He did a self-portrait, and the portrait was so detailed. Like, we look. First of all, he's supposed to be autistic and not able to really do, you know what I'm saying? Everything else he couldn't. He drew the self-portrait. But when I tell you he did that Taylor lining.
Okay.
Yes. That lining, huh? I need him to reconstruct mine, boy. That mug pushed back. I'm trying to tell you, that mug pushed back. That's why I keep mine bald. I wear a bald head. I ain't gonna lie, for real. Look at that line. It's just jacked up over there.
Yeah, no, you got to come see. Yeah, when you come on through, go stop at cut time. Shout out to the crew at cut time. Y'all right off
in Gary.
Highway. Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, man.
Take
I
care.
get, they got to get me right. They got to get me right.
Yeah, man. She'll get you good. Thanks for tuning in. And now you got us over here cracking up. You got us. Yes. I'm gonna need you on fill in soon. Let me know when you're available.
And then also I want to get into the friend or foe portion of it,
yeah.
because I think that especially with the way codependency is defined, it blurs that line tremendously.
I mean,
So
like
it's a lot of people that end up in these relationships with their actual enemies. Like, this is someone that wants nothing good for you because they want it all for themselves. They're only in it for themselves. So this is not your friend. And you're viewing them as your friend because it's like, oh, well, they my friend. We hang out, they talk, whatever, da da da. Like, we go to this place, they do this, we do that. Like, that don't make them your friend.
It doesn't. You're totally ignoring the signs of them telling you, you're my friend, but I'm not yours.
Ha! And that happens a whole lot. A whole lot.
For real. And we ignore that too. We ignore that again.
Well, maybe if I do more, or maybe if I give them more of this, then they'll
give them more of what they don't.
You giving them exactly what they want up out of you, and they're not gonna give you nothing back because they never intended to.
No. No. And because again, you'll say things like, "Oh, we've been through so much together," or "We didn't have this time." Child, please.
And then my thing, I'll be telling people like, what if most of the stuff y'all went through was because of them?
Ooh, sis.
Because they have a short temper, because they out here sleeping with such and such man, or they out here hiding they side chick from they, and now you caught up in the middle of their BS over and over and over again. But this is your friend, right?
Listen, this your
but
friend.
They're not thinking about your peace or your sanity, your life being upturned because of what they doing.
Teach. So you're their friend and they're your foe. Go ahead, just say.
And people confuse. And so what you just named is we have things in common. Yep. So it's funny. That's like me and one of my friends were just talking about like how when you stop doing certain things, it's funny how I won't say you have less company, so to speak. Because like anybody, you don't have to know somebody to go to a bar. You could barely know your coworker. And he's cool. Hey, Bob. And then one day it's like, hey, Bob, how about let's go to happy hour after work? Bam. So now you and Bob are hanging out because you both drink.
Teach.
It does not mean
teach.
And it's not saying he's not your friend, but we be confusing these things because we do, like you said, we do these things together. Mary at the job could just like shopping. It doesn't mean no, you're not my friend, but I can't be like, because we go to the mall every pay Friday, that's my friend.
Right.
My friend.
Right.
When I didn't have mistaken identity and I'm sitting in a jail cell somewhere, you're not calling them.
No. No.
You're not calling Mary.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
So what do we learn? Dependency and dependent and codependent. What is dependent? Pretty much support that person. It's a give and take thing. Like you said, if you can't call that person when you in a real bond, then if that person don't know how to get a hold of your auntie or your mom or somebody, they only know the people that y'all sit with from 3 to 11 at the workplace. They don't know nothing about your life.
Come on,
they don't even know who to call. Blue. Missing, like, I thought they family.
And a lot of the issues that we believe are like, in a sense, crisis for a friend to display themselves. Really, it's if you can't go to a friend and they provide you with truth or law, that's not your friend. Like, that's somebody that's tolerating you and accept you. If you can't go to a friend and they correct you, that is not your friend. If they co-sign your crap, that is not your friend.
Oh. See, let me say this real quick. That was one of the problems with the post that I was talking about, where the girl was talking about she's sick and tired of building men, because I'm also seeing women in there high-fiving her that that's her senior. You know what I'm saying? Women that's knocking on 40, that's about to be 50. It's like, yeah, girl, that's right. We don't build men around. Yeah, no, what they say. Yeah, girl, we don't want no man built. We want him to be equipped, girl. That's right. And I'm like,
But no, nobody could define what they were saying. Like, I'm not saying that what they were saying was wrong. Like, that makes sense. You want somebody who is self-sufficient, who's not going to be burdensome, like, all of that stuff. Like, at least come to the prepared for you. At least come with enough for you.
they weren't saying to her what the men was saying. They was like, well, you shouldn't be building no man anyway.
But the thing about it is that they believe they're building a man as opposed to being a friend. Yep. You are supposed to correct your friend. This is not building a man. This is what you should desire to do. And when I was talking about the characteristics that you should have, or the characteristics that should be there, the willingness, the resources. The relationship, this person does not have the willingness to help you. That's what you're saying. You're not building nobody.
She was looking for a relationship in return for being a friend.
That's I totally doubted. I totally doubted she was building somebody.
Turning your relationships into beneficiaries.
Yeah, I guess women do it too. Like, how men be like, oh, men ain't trying to be a friend. They really just want to get that about you. Like, okay, that's fine and all, but I guess
a lot more women most definitely do. Women
they want a lot more than men want. Women want a lot more because they want
marry and teach,
and they want money, and they want to do everything. They want the man to do everything while they just sit up, lay up, shop up. I don't know, whatever they saw on television.
Right.
Television had helped to program
that mess.
Mary.
Not that.
That's just
it's women trying to be men. It's women trying to actually be men.
It's women already there. Okay.
I ain't even talking about no GLBTQ. I'm talking about just women.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Because they grew up with that strong woman mentality. Probably grew up with a single mother and was like, well, she did everything. Like, but that don't mean you have to. Like,
they seriously.
That's the whole reason why she did it, so you wouldn't have to. Like,
we Destiny Child and Charlie Angel. They really believe
do better.
Did she say Charlie?
They do that independent women stuff. They really believe these.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up.
Right.
I don't want to survive.
But that's what I'm saying. All of that only makes sense as long as you're single. And that's the thing. Like, they go into these relationships wanting to continue to be how they were before, and you can't do that. What was that? It's in Genesis 2:24. Once I leave my parents' house, we together, we one flesh. That's it. Boom. Bada bing. Like, okay, we are new. We are in a new space. We are in a new place. We are new together. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you got to leave all of that old mentality behind. Whatever you had to go through to survive, you no longer have to hold on to that. Like, and that's the thing. When they say let go of what no longer serves you, you have to assess your current situation and really think, like, is this really serving where I'm at right now? Do I have to be the one that works 2 or 3 jobs to put food on the table for my kids? No, because you have another person there that's working. Quit some of them jobs, sis.
I don't understand. Like, and I love what you said. I love what you said about cleaving to your wife. Because again, listen, hey, that doesn't mean do everything your wife tell you. That's not happy wife, happy life. That's not what that means. That means it is you and your wife. For women, please do not bring your father's home into this new man's house. This is you go from your father to your father under
that be the problem.
Period.
Well, my daddy didn't do it. Like, well, girl, this is your new daddy, all right?
Your daddy ain't in this relationship. Your daddy is not in this relationship
like that. Go back and get him to do it. That's
okay.
That's what you do. And then for men, cleaving to your wife, like I said, that ain't doing everything your wife. What that is keep your mama them out her business, out of y'all business.
Right.
Well, on Sundays, my mama always cooked the Sunday dinner. Well, was your mama building a multi-million-dollar company? Like, and that's the thing. Like, you have to really understand what y'all are doing in y'all relationship. Y'all are not y'all parents. You not your parent.
No, mama.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving.
Because I'll rip real quick. Okay. Hey, Miss Mom, yeah, can you come get your son? Because
right.
I think he
missed Thanksgiving. Mama Gertrude makes the meatloaf, and you gonna come over and eat this meatloaf with me and Mama Gertrude. No.
No, I'm not.
That meatloaf might be bubbling. You don't want that meatloaf.
And please make sure that I do have something to eat, because you knew before you even brought that comment up that I wasn't even gonna eat with Mama Gertrude.
Right, I'm not gonna
eat with Mama Gertrude. I'm not gonna start eating with Mama Gertrude. You ain't gonna give me to eat with Mama
Mama
Gertrude.
Gertrude, man, Mama Gertrude, we gonna eat this meatloaf then if you don't want it.
Exactly, to build the one you choose. And that's the thing, like people have all these like hang-ups and like, man, when I was a kid, I didn't like this, I didn't like that and the third, but then they're trying to hold on to all the stuff that they didn't like about their childhood, that they didn't like about their family. And it's like now you have the opportunity to make your own, and you want to keep all of the traditions that you didn't like alive, because that makes sense to who?
Doesn't make any sense here. It doesn't make it didn't work for your mama. It didn't work for your daddy. It ain't work for you.
Right. Why you think it's gonna work for you?
But I think that stems from a sense of fear, of being afraid of different. Like now you're charting out a new path. Like, you know, the path less traveled. And so you don't know where that path is going to lead. And then you're solely responsible for where it does lead. And people don't like that responsibility. I worked with a chick who was like, I don't want to learn how to do that, because then that means I'm going to be responsible for it. I was like, but it's in our job description. Like,
if you them type of, I'm just saying, you don't want to take no accountability. Ain't that a shame?
Exactly. I was just like, no, but I think we already get paid to do that.
fear going, you know, going deeper. People don't want to be alone. People don't know how to be alone. Like now, like we were talking, I'm 39 now. My life is now fulfilled because I filled it. God is the fool. My life is now fulfilled. I gotta give him something to work with. I gotta give him me. But my life was like, it was all over shambles. Moving around. I'm moving on crazy, especially pre-corona. Moving around crazy all over the place. Now my life is fulfilled. I don't have time. Listen, sometimes I don't even have time for me, let alone a phone call, let alone a bathroom break. But my life is fulfilled because I filled it. I'm not sitting around like twiddling my thumbs while I'm in the waiting process with God, or worried about whether I'm going to be alone. Because again, those fears have been calculated or conquered in a sense too in Christ. Like it's a wrap. I don't have to be scared because he said fear not. And I know it's like, well, how do you just up and do that? No, what you do is, and that goes back to the Carolyn Wilson thing, you fear less and less and less. It's not overnight. But the more and less and less you do, you get to that, I don't fret. I live a sustained life. You know, the people are scared to be alone.
Now you dipping in my subject for tomorrow. Come out of the closet. That's my topic. Come out of the closet.
Come on out the closet.
Come out of the closet and face your fears.
Face them all. You know what? Come out the closet and face yourself.
Yeah. And that's what it is. People don't when that, and that's why like all the suicide, the mental health issues, all that stuff skyrocketed when we were forced to shelter in place, because a lot of people didn't have anybody to shelter in place with but themselves, and they didn't like what they saw there. They didn't like all the stuff that they had left at home, left to the wayside, all the other problems that they had. They really had to sit and face it, because now you got nothing but time on your hands. Like, what you finna do about them taxes that you keep pushing back and putting? The IRS got a stack of letters they didn't send you, like, so you gonna pay us? Because the IRS don't play about their money. Because I sent them whatever I had owed them when they were sending me free money. I was like, don't worry, this ain't even my money. This y'all money. There you go. Thank you for Peter. Thank you, Peter, for giving me money to pay Paul. All right, both of y'all happy. And that's okay. and that's the opposite energy that people end up finding themselves in. Like, they end up getting overwhelmed by stuff, and they don't take the time to look at what God equipped them with to deal with what they have. Like, you're not ever going to have to deal with anything that you are not equipped to handle. And I'm a firm believer in that. I wake up every day and I'm shown that, like, you got it. You got it.
Now see, Doc, I'm gonna tell you, you going back around to one of my favorite terms, mind your business, because that's the thing. These people that didn't want to face themselves, they too busy dipping over in what everybody else doing, but they don't even know what they got going on.
Yep.
Come on.
Nothing. They don't know. It's like they be like with the celebrities, and you brought it up before. It was like somebody like they own you. They'll take on your issues and take on. And I was watching the Britney Spears thing, and the man was just like, Just talk like, I mean, I'm just so happy for Brittany. All of these years she's been. I'm just like,
Right.
Like he went through it with her. Like
Right. Like you was there, like you sat in the courtroom, you held Brittany's hand.
what?
Oh.
What? What?
he probably got Photoshop pictures of him and all of her. Like
Right.
That's Brittany. No, that's King. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? But I'm with you. I love that. Step, come out that closet and
Out of the closet. I know somebody gonna be mad because they think I'm talking about GLBTQ, but I ain't even talking about that.
and that's another thing.
The down low, they not the only ones that coming about the closet. There's some other
right.
people.
No, it's all types of
All types.
perpetrators and
Right.
pretenders. Like
Yeah.
if you aren't you, that's who in the closet. You done stuffed your real self in the closet.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
Missing persons report.
It wasn't about coming out the closet telling your business. It's coming out the closet being yourself. Go ahead, Mr. Tay.
It made me think back to the lion. So it's okay because ain't none of us perfect. Whatever you are, so people lie to for whatever reason. They don't want people to. Oh, I don't want you to know what I did. I don't want you to know who I really am. I'm ashamed. What you'll think of me. Whatever. First of all, give somebody a chance. Expose who you truly are, because the right person is going to be like, listen, okay, this is who you are, and I accept you. So let what do you need to work on this? Yeah. Are you ready? But like you said, that coming out the closet, nobody wants to admit I'm a liar, because it does look terrible. But guess what? When we say I'm a liar, now we can work on stop lying.
Oh, that's when the healing gonna begin.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's the only time it can be.
But as long as you continue to pretend like you're not no dang liar, you're gonna be a liar.
You're gonna be a liar. Because you're lying, pretending that you're not a liar. Da-da.
And literally, what does the word tell us? When we are set free from the blood and by the testimony of our lips.
Come on.
When I never forget, my pastor said, I forget, we was on in the Bible study and somebody said something and somebody else was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that. Like, I've been going through that, whatever. And I didn't want to say it. And he was like, listen, the second that you expose something that you're dealing with, the enemy loses his darn power. The second that you let that thing go, you let it come out your mouth. And what does it say? Confess one to another.
Come on, see?
It loses, whatever that thing is, loses its power. But we be so afraid of ourselves. And I get it. No, yeah, lying ain't a good look. But also pretending you're not even helping yourself.
Come on.
Right.
That's the
I'm
truth.
gonna tell you, I get irked when I'm talking to people and they say, oh, you know, I would never lie to you.
It's like, I don't know that.
That's a lie. Your mouth is cut this way. Everybody's mouth.
You don't even know that. Like, it sounds good though.
Everybody's mouth horizontal is a liar. Now, if your mouth is cut vertical, I don't know. Maybe you won't lie to me. I don't know.
Everybody.
And I mean, if that includes myself.
Y'all out here clowning.
Cut horizontal.
I hate when they do it. I had a coworker that said that just 2 days ago. I was telling her about, so I was like, hey, you know, when you told me that day, I was like, hey, you ain't never lie. Oh, you know, I would never lie to you about anything. I want you to know that. Stop. Don't go any further. Just know I would never lie. I'm like, I'm not even listening to that, man.
You're lying now.
Yeah, because I'm just like, when people got to put too much reassurance on it, it made me want to like.
That's when the deception comes in.
Who you trying to convince? You or me? Because I was never worried about you lying to me, because I can't do nothing but believe what you say out of your mouth.
That's it.
I'm not even finna stress myself, put gray hairs on my head, trying to divine or prophesy that you lied. I don't care. You gonna say what you gonna say, and I'm gonna just have to believe it until I'm shown different. Like,
oh God, I don't have time. I don't do. No, I'm not doing that. This is not Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, not doing Inspector Gadget. I don't do any of that. So I only go off of what you say. That's it. Until I believe that, you know, it's probably gonna rain pineapples. I don't know until, you know.
Till the pineapples start coming. Like, okay, it rained pineapples now.
Or not coming. Right.
I don't, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. No. But everybody is sin. Everybody is sinful nature. Everybody is capable of everything on that list. It is the Holy Spirit that is restraining you from going as far as you would have went. Because don't you just, I wouldn't do nothing like that. Didn't we talk about the last time? That's signing yourself up for that class.
Come on,
front row seat.
It's that Holy Spirit.
Teacher's pet list.
From knocking somebody out, going upside somebody's head. It's that Holy Spirit that's keeping you.
Right.
Because guess what? Because you want to do it. I'm not going to lie. And I want to do it. I'm not going to lie. It's popped in my head. I've seen my hands around your neck, but Holy Spirit got my hands tied. I just seen it in my head. You already on the ground.
I did. Snap.
All of that. You be like, when people do the stop and they turn and take the deep breath, like you just lost your life in like 7 different ways. Like they have already sinned in their heart several different ways because of whatever interaction y'all just had.
Sometimes you gotta speak to the voice in your brain and be like, it's okay, I get it. It's okay, I got it. No, don't do my smacker. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You gotta talk to them voices in your head.
Don't say that.
And Mary, what you said is funny because Holy Spirit keeps you going as far as you would have gone. I'm not gonna lie. So even if I cuss twice during the conversation, it's like, oh, Holy Spirit, because I ain't gonna lie, every day I'll be like, God be a guard of my lips, be a bit of my tongue, whatever. Well, guess what? I might have cussed 10 times, but he held 8 back.
You know what I'm saying?
He tried to hold all 10, but it's like, and I'll be like, oh, I failed. And it's like,
did you? Like, yeah, stop being so hard on yourself.
Fail because
you could have did all 10.
Popped in your head, but only 2 came up.
Yep.
So like you said, as far as I would have gone.
Praise God for the 2, because 8 more was gonna come. So
because that's why I was saying, people, they were like, dang, that was harsh. I was like, oh, that was harsh. And I'm just like, that was the edited, like the euphemized, you don't understand, like the sugar color. I gave you like a handful of Skittles just now. You said that was harsh. And then that really had me second guessing myself, like, so I really just came out with the way it came up, because it's just like you don't even understand like what was spared. Like, am I really sparing you now at this point when you think that the dialed back version? So now it's like, now I have to second guess, like, did you even get the point I was trying to make? Because you obviously didn't see the mercy. So did you get the point at least? Like, so we gotta also, keep that in mind when we're holding and restraining ourselves. Like sometimes that's not even the way God trying to have us go either. Like we have to get out of that, like that conception, like we want, like this is what we think. No, you can't go off of what you think God wants you to do. You have to go off of what you know God wants you to do. And the only way you're gonna know that is you have a full and firm relationship with him, that you are in constant communication. So like, because sometimes he do be wanting, like, she gotta hear that one. She gotta hear that one raw, rough, and all the she need all of them.
And the thing about it is, watch why we do that. We always do that again. We don't want to hurt nobody. We don't want to, but the whole purpose of him having you there at that opportune time and moment was because he knew what you was gonna say. He knew as soon as you heard that,
had the insight that they needed to hear.
That's it. You got it, and you're the answer to the question that they are asking. So if you don't give them the answer, you're holding them up. Why would you meet somebody like that and not give them a cure, which is love? That's correction.
Yep.
Let me tell you, Mary. Seriously, like I've been having women come on my show and like literally get mad and say they don't want to be on the show, they quit and everything. And I was kind of down about it. And my buddy Anthony, he told me, he's like, man, he started telling me about the scripture being the salt of the earth. He's like, the salt, it purifies. Yes, it does. So what happened? Everything that's not of God that's around you, they gotta fuck off. They gotta get off.
They have to.
They gotta go.
He's teaching. They have to go. They're gonna flee. That's why even when their pastors and stuff are telling people, cut people off. Tell me where God told you to cut anybody.
No, you ain't gotta cut nobody. They gonna leave on their own. Your job is to not follow them when they try and leave. That's what you're supposed to do.
He told you to do nothing like that. Even with me, and he said pursue. He ain't told you to be on no chase. But
Right.
Judas too. Judas said Sunday morning, the third day morning. Let me not say Sunday. The third day morning was available for Judas too. He decided to hang himself. He was just as forgiving as everybody else that crossed Jesus mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because people, we were talking about like people that stand up in church and they stand up to the word of God, and we were like, well, why do they do that? Why? Because it's supposed to be reverence. Yeah, but if you reverence God outwardly, but in your mind you sit down on him, take the seat. You think he a fool? You think he that crazy? You think he that gully? He ain't never been that.
What about the people that had knee surgery and can't stand up, so now they don't love God as much as you love God because I'm not gonna play with these people.
Stop that.
I'm not gonna play with
They can't stand up.
They want you to live. They just want you to live. That's how you go from 10 commandments to 613 laws. Because
yeah, they up there trying to watch. They gonna stand up for. Hold on.
They do. Oh my God, the fruit cuts off. Yeah, the fruit cuts folks off.
Mm-hmm.
And teach can't get do it'll cut them like, hey,
yep.
Hey, let it. You ain't got to do nothing. Let people fall away. And the more as it's like the spokes on a wheel, on a bike wheel. Those who are navigating towards that center, which is Christ, we all get closer and closer together. Everybody else that's not, they fall further and further away apart. But they choose to fall. They ain't gotta go nowhere.
Right.
Stay in the atmosphere up here, because as we go closer, we're getting higher. As you go higher, there's levels in the atmosphere where the oxygen level changes. They can't breathe. They haven't been in practice.
Yep.
Ooh, somebody.
Okay. Okay. You know, with the mask, with the little bank, the Bane mask.
Yeah.
What to do? Be in the gym with the Bane mask on. Like, I'm ready. Where we at? Like, and they ain't even been running. They ain't ran in years, probably ever. Like, and they just, just out here struggling. And you can see it on their face. Like when you say, hey, you want to go for a run, they be like, yeah, we could go for a run on the mountain. Like, on the mountain, hold on. Like, yeah, you wasn't ready for the run. Like we on a whole nother level with the run now. Like, come on. So you got to understand that everybody is going to be in their own place, in their own space, on their own path. And that's why that quote stood out so loud to me, was like, just meet people in their growth, where their growth is. And you can absolutely do that. Like, that's the whole point of being that beacon light, being the light on top of the hill, is so that anybody can see it. If you were on the top of the hill, they can be at the bottom, all the way at the bottom of the hill. They're gonna see that light because you're projecting that light. So you have to, it's not an easy job all the time, but hey, if you called to do it, you got to answer, or you're going to end up with your light getting dim, and then you won't be happy. You won't be fulfilled. And because you're not in agreement with your purpose.
There you go. That's that agreement. That agreement is everything. I don't care if you know of God. I don't care if you know God for yourself. You've had personal experiences. If you do not agree with his willed way, it's a wrap. And like you're saying, like, people got their stuff over here going on. You got your stuff going on over here. The moment you attempt to manipulate somebody or bend that person's will your way, you're not just bending that person's will your way, you're bending away from God. God got a problem, and you think he's just gonna let you do that? It's not happening. You don't have to manipulate or connive to be.
Teach.
You never got to do that, man. You never got to do that, man.
But she didn't put the purse on. She ready to go.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. Once they say, "Hey, we out." You know, they hit like a 15-minute countdown not long ago. I know it. You look like you ready. Yes.
What's our rules of engagement are next week.
It is. I'm gonna do final thoughts, and then you guys can finish on out. And you are welcome to join us next week if you would like to. I would love to have you on, brother. But final thoughts for friend of fro. Who are you? That's mine. You either make the decision, man. Make the decision, okay? Show up as a friend, not expecting, not trying to benefit, not trying to manipulate, not trying to control. Can you just show up as a friend in somebody's life, just to be, just to listen? help them contribute, give, not expecting something in return or it to be reciprocated. And guess what? If the person does not reciprocate the love that you're giving, that is the indicator that that's not who you should try to be with.
Facts.
Stop it. Stop trying to again wheel stuff your way so you to fit the image. And that's idol worship. You're not understanding. You could put a person on it. God ain't going for that, especially if you belong to him. No idols, no imagery. So again, when you're looking for somebody, get the face out of the way. Get the physique and all that stuff out of the way. All that craziness that the world has told you to come up with to produce or excuse me, reimagine I want to say it. Reimagine a man. Don't do that. Go with character. Go with they have the willingness, they have the relationship, they have the resources. They are one whole and complete. Period. I love y'all. I see y'all. I'll be watching from the car. Okay.
All right.
I appreciate y'all. Thanks, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Good night, Queen.
Dang, it's 7. Well, look, 8:48.
I know.
I know. Hey, it's all right. We came with the fire. All right. We started late anyway.
Flowing,
so don't even look at the time. We only an hour and 20 in, so we not too far. Ty, did you want to go ahead?
I say this. When darkness comes into light, the darkness has to flee.
And that's nothing but facts. All factuals. Did you want to go or did you want me to go?
Oh, go ahead, because I missed it. I heard bits and pieces of what y'all was saying, but I think it was you that said or I don't know if it was Mary, that preacher that be like, I just seen a video on Instagram, and I don't even remember, and I don't even want to say his name anyway. But he's the one preacher, and like he was like, cut people off and da 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 da, and you wonder why you this and that because you need to cut people because they messing with you.
Yeah, I think I heard that too.
I cannot think of his name, but I'm like, is that what Jesus do? Like, because if that's the case, ain't none of us connected because we all should be cut off from Christ. All of us. They not worth your this and they not worth your that. Yes, boundaries. Yes, if somebody's hurt causing you hurt, harm, or danger, absolutely. But just even with that, I've seen it a lot. And I've seen it like within the last couple of days. It was what did it say? If it costs you your piece is too expensive or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm lying. Some days, my kids, okay, I gotta go sit in the car.
Girl,
I gotta go sit in the car. So do I send my kids to foster care? Because some days
I saw a picture of this girl. She was holding a baby. She's like, sometimes you gotta cut toxic people out of your life, and the baby was circled in the picture. That was like, I wonder what that baby did to her now, because it's like, dang.
Wait, not the baby.
So it's just like, I don't know. And I get, obviously, if somebody is doing something that, first and foremost, let me say this right. Block is amazing. The moment you start to mess with my peace, I know how to, okay, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Or, okay, I'm gonna get my purse and I'm gonna go, love you though. But to just cut people up, because the reality situation is like, we all gonna get on each other's nerves at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's inevitable. I don't care. Like I said, if it's your children, if it's your best friend in the world, it's your mama. Because you are dealing with another human being and there are two personalities in this situation, something's gonna go wrong at some point. And it's just no. And so what we're teaching people is to throw people away. Because I need to look past within reason their action. So when I'm just, first of all, when God, what doesn't the Bible tell us? When God looks at us, he doesn't see my stuff. Whatever he does, that's not. So I'm like, oh, you a liar, and I can't deal with you and this and that. I want to have eyes like God. I want to be able to see people the way God sees them. And then so when he looks at them, does he deal with it? Yeah. Does he hate the fact that they lie? Does he hate the sin? No. But he's not like, John the liar. John the liar. Like, no. So seeing past their stuff and treating them like a human being, because like I said, we throw people, we're taught to throw the whole man away, throw the whole woman away. When no, absolutely, I'm not going to tolerate your lies. Even if it's to a point where I don't even listen to none of you. Listen, don't even say nothing to me. Don't even say nothing to me because you lie until you start like, I don't hear. But all that, I'm not. I don't know, and that's just my personal thing. I don't, because if everybody did that to the addict, to the whatever they are, then who would they see God in?
Exactly.
Who would they see God in if everybody gave up on him? If everybody and absolutely, we're not going front. Okay, some people are, I don't know how you want to say it, hard to do, but if everybody has the attitude, oh no, you're too much for me, and then you're too much, and so on, and everybody's cutting them off. Now we are leaving them in the world alone. It's like, well, they deserve to be alone because if they wasn't this, and that, then people would want to be bothered with them. But again, who's going to be the good Samaritan? Who's going to stop? Who's going to stop? Forget about themselves, okay? Sacrificial love. I'm so worried about my peace. And absolutely, to an extent. But who is going to show them the light of Jesus? If everybody's like, nah, you too much. You too much. So, and it's funny because isn't it okay, in addition, the blood of Jesus, isn't it when we accept the Lord as our God as our Lord, Jesus as our Lord and Savior, it is by his love, what he did on the cross, that we are transformed. And so isn't it, I believe that even in people, if we show people, the unlovables, love, I believe, how do we don't know that that's going to cause a transformation in them? I get, sometimes maybe you got to take a break. Listen, all right, I'm going to see you in 2 days. But all that, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. And everybody, you do know your boundaries, know your whatever. If you feel like, if you're comfortable with company, you're not wrong for that. But just for me, like, and I ain't gonna say I never was like that. Like I said, I'll take a break in a minute, but I don't believe that people should be disposable. I don't.
Same.
Yeah, you may need that person down the line.
And not even just that. And it was a point of in the codependency thing, as opposed to being interdependent, which is God's actual plan and purpose for us, because even Adam and Eve showed us what interdependence was, because Adam wasn't meant to be alone. So hence Eve was created. So that is where interdependence started, because as soon as Eve was created, now she filled the space of Adam is no longer alone. So if nothing else, other people are there to keep us from being alone. So yeah, sometimes you do want to be alone, but you know, at some point that has to end, because we weren't created to be alone. So if you want people that want to be alone all the time, there's something in you that's broken. There's something in you that you need to look at deeper, that you need to fix, because we were not created to be alone all of the time. Like, and that's just kind of how it is.
And he said that. He said that. He said that.
So
God just don't like being alone. No, honey, the good Lord said I was not created to be alone. Like,
and that's exactly what it is. And so a lot of times when you get in that space where you want to be alone all the time, it's not that you want to be alone, it's that you have a fear, one, and you also have a sense of, or a lack of, self-worth, meaning that you don't feel that you are capable of harboring healthy relationships and interactions with other people. So it's easier to be alone. It takes the burden and the responsibility off of you to have to sacrifice, to have to show the unconditional love, to have to foster those godlike graces that were in you and when you were created, because we were created in God's image. So we have all of that grace within us, but it's just like the chair that was in the tree. You got to do the work. You got to whittle away at all of the crap that's always thrown at us in the world, with all of the other junk and mess that we didn't picked up and we thought was gold, and we walking around with pyrite in our pockets and all of that. Like, you have to get rid of all of that stuff to uncover God's grace again. And that's just the work that is for you to do. No one else can do that for you but you. And so, yes, at some point you will need to be alone to do that. But in order to see if you've done it and got it right, you got to go back to other people, because they're the mirror. They're the mirror that's going to show you what God's grace that you've been able to uncover, that you've been able to wipe the muck off of and shine that light. And if no one is around, this is like the tree fall in the forest. There's no one around to hear it. Doesn't make a sound. If you shine your light and there's no one around to see it, is it really a light? So,
right. So what is it? Ain't it? What is it in Matthew where it says, do you light a lamp and then put a basket or something? Do you cover it up? No.
Yep. And put it. Yep. Exactly. So that is why it is.
You talk about
counterproductive.
I'm the light of Jesus, but who knows that but you? Cause I don't fool with what people too much. People too much. Like
But when people say that, when people say people too much, it's really them saying that they're not enough. Because if you think that you're enough, ain't nobody too much for you. I don't think it ain't nobody I can't handle. Trust and believe that one. People be like, girl, you just argue all the time. Don't you know? I don't. I just stand on what I say. And I'm going to say it how I want to say it. And if you don't like the way I say it.
Or it's funny because say you somebody does something and you get past it and you still rock with them. And they be like, people like, oh, child, you better than me.
No, all of that. Like,
better than you. But like, don't make me like, I don't know. And like I said, I ain't going front. Sometimes you might need to go recharge. Like, yeah, like people, I don't know. And it's so funny because, but when people mess up, what is it? What do we, even if we don't say it, what do we want? We want grace. We want, please see past what I did.
Mm-hmm. We want mercy.
We want mercy.
That's
you
don't
deserve. You don't deserve. That's what it is.
He who gives mercy gets mercy. It was something like that. I can't remember the words exactly, but it's basically, if you give mercy, you will get it. So you can't not give mercy and then expect to get it when you need it.
It clearly tells us in the Bible, the same measure that you put it out will be the same measure that you are shown. So I'm like, here, take it.
Okay, because all I'm thinking about is when I'm in that situation, like, and that's where empathy comes in, is when you can see yourself in the same situation that this person is in. How would you want to be treated? How would you want to be cared for? How would you want to be loved? What grace would you be looking for? And even if you can't find it in your heart of hearts to ask for it, if you can give it, you might not even have to ask for it. It might not even be pride. Like, I know I'm one of those people. It's not my pride. I'm not a prideful person, but it's just, I feel like I'm a burden when I ask for help. Even though I don't ask for help and I'm pretty self-sufficient and I'm always there to help other people, and I'm pretty sure I could ask them for stuff and they would be more than happy to help me. But it's like, that's the way I feel. So it's not about pride. It's about me still wanting to help other people. Like, it's weird. And it's a lot of people out here that's like that. So it's like, if you are given that grace and that empathy and that compassion to other people, you'll get it. Even if you can't find it within you to ask for it, you won't even necessarily have to ask. You don't even have to ask that person directly. If you ask God is going to send exactly what you need. You don't have to even put yourself in that uncomfortable position to ask somebody, and fear of rejection, all that other stuff that you might have fear. Just ask God, and God is going to send it, because God already knows your heart and what you do for the world and the people around you. So trust me, you are deserving. Like, I'm not worthy only if you don't do the work. Everything that is ever given or promised in the Bible, there is always some measure of work put in front of it. Always.
Pop in my head. You deserve it.
Yes. But that's the thing. Like, you have to feel within yourself that you deserve it, even when you ask God for it. Because if you don't feel you deserve it, then you can be given it 1,000 times over and not even see it.
And you're not going to fully receive it. So even with forgiveness. So think about it. The Bible, he says, okay, once we ask for forgiveness, what does he say? He said, I don't even remember it anymore. But 2 days later, 2 weeks later, we're still like
ruminating.
That was really bad. And it's like, I have given you forgiveness. Why I'm not even thinking about it anymore? Why are you still thinking about it? So we have to receive it. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was just talking about me. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'll be telling myself, or if I'll hear, if it'll pop in my head, or what does it say? There's no condemnation in Christ Jesus. So if it popped back in my head, that is not God reminding me that I messed up. He's not going to do that, because God's not a liar. And the Bible says, like I said, that he says that he forgets it for his sake. So if I hear it again, if I see it again, if, the guilt comes back, well, that's God remind. No, it's not.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Don't tell that lie on God.
No,
you sound like somebody's auntie.
But ain't that how aunties be saying? No, don't be using Jesus' name and thing.
Big Ma said, boy.
Oh, look, now you not finna put that on my God.
Right.
They showed it, but that is, and that's another way that a lot of people, especially like, people that's deep in faith and stuff, still try and circumvent responsibility. You can't put stuff on God. It's all you. It's always been you. Everything that ever went wrong in your life has been and always will be you. The new covenant that God made with man, say he ain't wiping nothing off. Like, whatever goes down, it's on y'all. Whatever needs to be fixed, it's in y'all to fix it. That's why we were recreated. Stuff was wiped clean. So you already got everything that you need to make the life that you are seeking and want, and that you desire, and that you think you deserve. And usually your life, your standard of living, and all that stuff is going to match what it was a quote, it said, your personal development. So whatever work you put into yourself, whatever discipline you have, whatever level of growth and learning that you have, your life is going to cap out at that. So if someone gives you $1 million tomorrow, you can be broke the next day because you are not developed enough to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to not have to worry about money, not have to worry about whatever. But if you do not have the skills, if you do not have the development, if you do not have the character of a person that doesn't have to worry about XYZ, then you're going to have to continue to worry about XYZ. So if you're not financially stable, then you need to find a way to become financially literate. Take some class. You can even take an intro accounting class. You don't have to go and get an accounting degree. You can take one accounting class and be better off than you are right now, and understand a little bit more when you going into these business transactions. A lot of people are starting their own business and they don't know what a business is. They think it's just selling stuff. No, a business runs on a whole lot more than that. Take one class, and I promise you will be better off than where you started. But people don't think about investing in themselves in that way because they can't get immediate monetary whatever, or because of time and all that stuff. That is an investment. Okay, that's an investment that's going to compound with interest over years. Over years. It was, who was that? Jim Rohn I was listening to. He said, if you just spend one boy
right there.
Yep, just 10 minutes of your day every single day for the next 10 years, listening to something, reading something that you don't know about, that's going to expand you. You will be surprised at the amount of growth you will see from that in all areas of your life. Not just your bank account, you will see a tremendous amount of growth just from improving yourself by 1%. And if you do that every day, 365 days, you have improved yourself by 365%. By the end of the year, what would you look like 3.5 times better than you are right now? What would that look like? That's where your mind should be. If I was 3 times better than what I am right now, what would that person look like? And then that is where you set your sights. That's where you should be looking. Not like, oh, I messed this up. Oh, I had this much money before, but I messed it up. No, stop. Nope. Every day is a new day. It's clean slate. Boom. God already forgave it. God don't even remember none of that. Like, what you finna do next?
That's why don't do every day. Yeah.
Talking about that new. So that being said, because we didn't closed out like 3 times.
Right.
But you know, when the heat be coming, like sometimes it just got to come on out because y'all got to get these messages. Because I see a lot of people starting to shift. They're starting to kind of be more aware of how they're moving and interacting with even just the social media world. But it's still like the way that they do. I'm just like I still don't think that that's helpful. Like not even really to you, because it's like the energy be weird. It's like when you see the post, like you automatically feel like the energy from that post is like it's strange. And it's like you can kind of sense the confusion around a lot of the stuff that's going on and being posted. And then like 2 weeks later, they back talking about somebody else's business, this celebrity, whatever, this like BS. And then they putting up the same little trash post, and recycling memes that weren't funny the first time when whoever they stole it from and all of that mess. So I'm just like,
Right.
you were doing good. What happened? And it's like, and that's the thing, like you have to get a support team. And that's where that friend or foe comes in. You got to start categorizing and designating people as such, whether they know it or not, whether they think that's what they are to you or not. That is none of your business. You have to understand where people are fitting in your life because you are the one that's curating. You the director. You the one that's putting people in their places. You the one that's giving people their scripts. So when you allow people to say and do certain things to you and around you, you giving up your director power. You supposed to be the one that say, cut scene. No, that's not how, that's because I'm not trying to do that here right now. Whatever. Like you have to put your foot down and enforce your own intention, your own will, because no one, not even God, that's why it's called free will, can impose upon you whatever you don't allow them to. So you have to understand that because that is the seat of our power as human beings. That is why we are seen as the most powerful being on this planet because we have free will, and even God can't shift that. He doesn't even want to because that would defeat the purpose of free will. Like once he does something against our will, it is no longer free will. So you see that he made his own he made his own little, tied his own hands on that one. So look, you have to understand that the level of power that you have is only as great as you make it. Is only as restricted as you allow it to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's even funny. So like, just when we talking about, forgiveness is free and grace is free and receive it, we be forgetting, and I'm not gonna lie, like I forget. I have God-given authority. God said He has placed us to have dominion over the earth. But I'm acting like I'm just gonna let somebody just come in my life when He's giving me the dominion over the entire earth, and I'm gonna act timid when it comes to my own life. No, you can't do what you want over here.
Exactly.
You can't. And so it'd be like I just no. I don't have to. I don't have to. I'm going to still love you. Like I said, I might even put you in timeout, but this is my movie. If God literally said it can go however I want, when I don't like something, we're going to cut that scene. We're going to cut that scene, and we may do it over, but that one not going to be a take. We're not doing it like that. No.
Double take.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And one more again if we got to, but that one not finna make that's not gonna make that.
What they say about run that back. We're gonna run that back.
Listen, we've got all night. We've got
Now back to our scheduled programming. We're going to try this one more again. Take.
Right. You know how like they do when the news reports be getting like real crazy, then the lines come up. They cut it real quick, like oh, he's having a meltdown. He's having a cut it, just end it. Whatever, just snap.
I'll wait
like
till we
that's how meticulous you have to be. And it was what was that? Darren Hardy, he wrote The Compound Effect, and he was saying that the biggest mistake that we make with our choices day to day is that we make them unconsciously. Remember, I was talking about how your subconscious mind directs your movements, even if you're not thinking about them. Like 90 something percent of our habits are unconscious habits. Like they're driven by our subconscious mind. Once it becomes a habit, our subconscious mind takes over it. So have you ever like decide to stop doing something, but then you like half sleep or whatever, like you tired, like whatever is going on, but your conscious mind is like checked out, like you just ready to like lay it down, but you end up going and like you look up like, why am I in the, how did I get here? Like, oh, we're not doing that. Like, you gotta put the coffee pot away, all that stuff, because you didn't took out the coffee pot because you used to drinking coffee, but you didn't buy any coffee because you trying to stop drinking coffee. But it's the habit. So our subconscious mind, like, okay, at this time of day, she gets up, she goes and put the coffee in, in the pot and do that. But you no longer drink coffee. Your subconscious mind still doesn't know that yet. So that's where the habit changing comes in. You're not changing your habits, you're changing your subconscious mind's habits, and you're adding a vote for the new person you want to become every time you make a conscious decision that shows the character of the person you're trying to become. So that's the battle that we constantly going back and forth. So you can't act one way with a certain group of people and then think that you're going to go with another group of people and act a different way and there not be a conflict. Especially if you're spending more time with one of those groups over the other. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference. It thinks it's the same person in both of those situations. And so you're going to end up showing those characteristics that you're trying to hide because you only do XYZ with this group of friends. You only go to the club with them because they your ratchet friends. You like to be ratchet and shake your butt in the club and all sorts of stuff. But then you over here with church friends and they don't do that. They all married and all that. So they don't do none of that. They not trying to, be ratchet and turn up like that. But then the song come on that do, it's trouble. Now your subconscious mind going crazy. Like, so we doing it or we not? We doing it or we not? Like, and you having a mental breakdown and stuff, and they're like, "Are you okay over there?" Like, I'm good. And that's the cognitive dissonance. That's what it's called, cognitive dissonance, that we create in our own lives for ourselves. We are making our own lives harder than they need to be because we're not authentically ourselves in all situations. It doesn't matter what group of friends you with. If you with this group of friends and they can't accept you as being the girl that want to shake her butt to whatever song, then you don't need to hang with them. Find some people that you can hang with and do that. And if you like to have healthy conversations about good spiritual growth, you can't have with your club friends, then stop going to the club with them. Because you're going to end up picking up some of those ratchet tendencies that don't fit into the character of the person that you want to be or that you want to become, because that's who you're hanging around. So you have to be conscious about the decisions that you're making, about who you are all of the time. And that is how you change your life.
No, and we gotta go because no.
But she's like, see, that's why.
Right, and then you and I'm like, oh yeah, no. But I just had a conversation with somebody about that. It could be something as small as he was saying how like he's a certain type of dude. He said, but when I'm with the woman I'm with, but he was saying, oh, I'm different around my homeboys, and not this in a sneaky way, but I'm a different man when I'm with my boys, and when I step in the house, I'm somebody different. And I'm like, well, why? And obviously but he was saying like I changed, and I said, well, why? He said, because that's my girl. I said, but if that is who you are, I said, it's okay. Like, I don't understand. I said, so now what you're doing, you're programming yourself to when you step outside of the car before you get in the house. And so now you're watching everything you do, everything you say, how you're seeing it. And obviously, but like sometimes it's funny. So I use the simple example of, so say like I got a loud voice, right? Not a ghetto voice, but just a loud voice. And I'm like, well, shoot, he might not like a loud girl. So, when I'm on the phone with my mama, but then I'm like, hello. But that's not my real voice. And so somewhere down the line, when I forget, change your voice, my real voice is going to come out. So it's okay. Just be, like you said, just be your real self, because at some point there's going to be a conflict. You can bet on that. Because like you said, your subconscious knows, girl, this ain't our voice.
It's like, oh, Larry must be right.
Wait, Tay, have you ever been in a situation like that, Tay?
You said what?
Have you ever been in a situation like that where you had to watch your voice? because the man you was with didn't like how your
Not
voice
not my tone, but I've been called which is I have a certain personality, and so
oh
I've been told that I'm not girly enough. So I've been called a man. I've been called you're
I get all of that too.
yeah
Because
you're I'm called
I don't care. Like
you a man.
I'm not everybody's flavor, and it's all
you
right.
a man because of
Listen,
your
it's
voice?
okay, right?
They
Because
said
listen,
you a
my
man
future
because of your
husband.
voice?
No, he just like he was like I guess some of my ways. Great, mind you, not I don't dress like a man. I don't talk
Mm-mm.
like.
No,
But
because
I
you're
guess
probably
because I'm
assertive and
yeah because
aggressive
I'm
with defending your point.
right, and I'm very, don't get me wrong, like I'm very nurturing, I'm very caring, whatever the characteristics of a woman are. But yeah, I guess now am I
Where you
maybe
get that from?
the poster child? I don't know. Like maybe I'm not the
Mm.
rose in the
Because
garden. Maybe
no,
I'm the
because
rose in
he probably wanted a docile, quiet woman that when he speak up, she
that's the
quiet
word.
down and
Yeah,
it's like,
yes.
oh, right concept, wrong queen.
Yeah, and it's like that's not me. And I was like, it's okay. I was like, that's okay, because like you
Nah,
said,
get
like
the child.
my future husband, he gonna be like, I like that little, whatever, and it's not gonna be manly to him. It's just, he gonna be like,
Right
Yeah.
okay, you
concept.
a mix, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, my face give everything away. And that's why it's like, even if I don't say anything, if you look at my face, it said everything already. And it's like, but do you really know what I'm thinking? Like,
You can
yeah.
find her at the L. You can find her at the L, but it ain't me. Nah.
But listen, I don't know
Ah,
and that's okay. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes it'll be like, well, let me change, but no, like because one, you're cheating yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah.
you're cheating you're cheating the other people in your life because like I shouldn't, like you hear the expression walking around on eggshells.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie,
Yep.
like you said, Doc, earlier, like I would
Still.
some people like you feel like okay, you're always thinking before you talk, and obviously
Exactly.
you think before you speak, yes, but I'm talking about like the way that you would normally answer when you're around that certain person, like
Yeah.
you're oh
All of
no,
that. Yep.
let me say it like
I told
this,
you,
or because
I've been
and not
living in
and
codependent relationships for most of my life. So yeah, that's
I
exactly what
got
it feels like.
uh
You
yeah,
pause it's like your authenticity is like on the bumpiest like gravel road ever, like with no tire, like your tires are bald, like you got sparks flying out, like yo chrome is starting to melt. Like that's what it feels like all of the time because you're always trying to think about like, well, what are they gonna think about if I say this? Or
and
what are
I
you
was
gonna
like,
think about if I react like this? So like you constantly second guessing yourself, and then it's like when you look up, you don't even know who the person is staring back in the mirror at you because they're no longer who you knew yourself to be before you ended up in this situation and you allowed things to go the way that they were going.
because I've even gotten stuff like, did you ever say something and somebody be like, well, who thinks like that?
Right. Yeah, yeah, people say all kinds of like, but I've always been one
Me,
of those.
And it's
Exactly. And that,
me.
yeah, but it took me so long to get to that point to just be like, okay, like that's fine. And then just keep on saying what I was saying and then proceed to defend it. Cause that's the thing. They be like, and you still gonna defend that? Yes. Until you come with better evidence as to why that thought process is invalid, because it's a difference between validity and correct and all of that, whatever people try and put on there. Like you can have an absolutely valid argument and it not make a lick of sense. But that does, just because it doesn't make sense to someone else doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense to you. And if it's valid, then that means, oh, okay, cool. But if you cannot invalidate my argument, I am not changing it.
And the thing about it is, duh, that's what an opinion is. Like, so it's like you can get 10 people and you like who thinks like that. And guess what? 5 could go with what you're saying. 5 can go without. It's an opinion. Like, and like Ty said, who think me? I think like that. Or it'd be so dumb. That wasn't even funny. It was funny to me.
Yeah, and I'm the man one. That laughing, snorting, falling over, all that. They're like, dang, was it that funny? Yes, it was. And you're making it funnier. Like, That's why I had to like really get comfortable in my skin, because I'm one of them real oddball people. I have a lot of thoughts going on in my head, sidebars that nobody else is privy to. So I'm already on the verge of laughing anyway. And then you do something that is also funny. Oh yeah, my mind finna eat that up, and then I'm on the floor. Like, and that's just how I am. They were like, I don't think it was that funny, because they already in their feelings about whatever, because maybe the joke was about them, and so now they no longer finding it funny because now they're the butt of the joke. But when I was the butt of the joke, it was funny. All right, oh okay, yeah, I see how that's going. Yeah, I'm finna laugh extra hard now. Like, and so I like really had to get in that, because I used to think that that was antagonizing, and I didn't like to be the antagonist, or I didn't like to make situations uncomfortable. So I would find myself uncomfortable trying to make everybody else comfortable, and nobody cared. And I had to really start understanding what I was doing. Like, I'm not making nobody comfortable. Like, I'm not helping the situation or none of that. So if I find out somebody got a problem with me, oh, we finna be best buds. I'm finna sit right next to you. I'm finna hold all the conversations and include you. Well, what do you think? I don't know why she keep trying to talk to me like we friends or something, because I thought you had a problem with me though, but you never said that you had a problem. I heard this from somebody else. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to address it. Or if I come and I'm trying to address the problem that I overheard you saying that you had me, you didn't know I was there. Like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting you to. Like, if it's a problem, we can go ahead and talk about it. Like, it doesn't need to continue to be that. And so in those instances, I like to see myself as being a friend to my foes. I love it.
Doc, is Price petty?
Is what?
Petty.
Just a little bit, but you know.
Yeah. But yes, look, again, let's try this one more again. We got to go.
Yes. So next week we will be talking about rules of engagement. And this is within the framework, the mindset of the battle of the wheels. So make sure you get your notes together, get your thought process together and all of that, because this is not just engagement, rings and things like that. I know that's what comes to mind, but no, this is actual engagement, interaction with other people as well. So have a full bodied discussion about this, because we trying to get, you know, people together. And yeah, it's called RockSingle, but it's not just about being single and not married. It's also about being single. Right. It's also about being a single person though, because even married people are still their own person. So they still have to know and understand how to conduct themselves as themselves. So this is, you know, fodder for everybody. So thanks Aunt for tuning in and sharing your thoughts, and anybody else who tunes in later on and watches this, make sure you leave your comments, because we do come back and we check them and we respond. So everybody have a great and wonderful night, and we will see y'all on the flip side. And as usual, we rock truth or nothing at all.